I finally figured out why none of my prayers have ever been answered. I mean, ever. You'd think I'd have given up by now. What's the point? He isn't listening. It's almost perverse that I continued. A sickness, a need. I'm a glutton for punishment, I guess. In fact, I'd started betting against myself when I'd pray. Oh, yeah, right, like I'm going to win an all expenses paid first class trip to Istanbul or wherever, Vienna. But I finally figured it out. I was not specific enough. I was very vague in my request. I needed to be more precise and exact in my prayers. Now, when I pray for something like winning an all expenses paid trip, I include what airline, what airport I'd like to fly from, even the seat number, aisle, or window, even down to the meal being served. Sometimes even the name of the flight attendant serving it, or praying for an advancement at work. I need to provide an actual job description and duties involved, salary desired, window office, things like that. In the past, I'd pray to meet someone I'd get along with, and we'd see eye to eye with each other on most things. But not all, because then that would be boring and like being involved with yourself instead of another person. And what would be the point in that? But the details were never filled in or flushed out, just someone. I'd omit things like height and hair color and political point of view, favorite movies like foreign films or musicals from Hollywood's golden age, and even that was a little on the vague side. It had to be French films from the 60s, directed by Truffaut or Godard, or films with Fred Astaire, but not Ginger Rogers. Not that I have anything against her, it's just to show you how precise and particular I realized the description had to be. Brown was better than not giving her any eye color, but dark chocolate brown or hazel brown or brown with little flecks is so much better. It's clearer. Like giving a description to the police of a missing person or a suspect you saw killing someone. Or types of books, fiction or nonfiction or a mixture of both, because I figure God is too busy to fill in the blanks for me. If this is my wish list, I have to fill it in for him. Like when I was a kid sending off my list to Santa, toys was not enough to say. I had to itemize or else I could end up getting anything, which is okay when you're a kid and it's toys, but not so good when you're a grown up and trying to meet someone or wanting a better job. Still trying to get the hang of this new way of praying, but I think I'm on my way to solving the mystery of why none of my prayers have ever been answered. You just said you wanted to meet someone, so I sent you someone to meet. I can hear God saying when I complain about one more bum relationship gone sour, wondering what the hell happened this time. You weren't particular. I thought anyone would do. I can hear him saying. So that's the praying part. I've also started to kneel when I pray. Not like how I usually did it, lying in my bed at the end of the day and saying them, or bending my head and closing my eyes like that should be good enough. No. No. I also got a kneeler, like you see in church, only without any padding because I made it myself. Not like it was hard to figure out how to make one, but I also had no idea where to go buy something like that. So the next time I went to church, I took a good look at the kneeler and designed one myself. Except, like I said about the padding part, because I don't know how to do that, so the filling wouldn't be coming out every time I used it. Besides, I figured that a little discomfort while praying wouldn't be a bad thing either, because a lot of those saints, I'm not like that's what I'm aiming to be, I'm just saying as an example, a lot of them were tortured and starved and wore those hair shirts under their clothing, and none of that could have been very comfortable, so not having any padding to kneel on fits right in. But it turns out I could have ordered one online. There's a real name for them. They're called prie-dieu. Yeah, they have a website for them. But I figured buying one online wouldn't be as effective or meaningful as me making my own. So I have the kneeler now and everything just like the real ones. And there's a reason why they're the real ones, because they are the real ones. And they are the real ones because now I see you're supposed to kneel to pray. It's the difference between emailing someone and taking the time out to get the pen and the paper and writing it longhand, maybe doing a first draft and a second and putting it in an envelope and addressing it and putting a stamp on it and taking it to the post office. So now anytime I feel the need, even if I'm not at home, I kneel. People look at me. Yes, they do. You bet they do. But so what? I get looks. And it's not like I kneel down in the middle of the sidewalk getting in everybody's way. I don't. I step aside before I kneel down. I get out of their way. I don't make myself too conspicuous, but if you have to pray, you have to pray. And like I say, there are ways to do it and not to do it. Plus, I figured me making my own kneeler is a lot like those people in the Middle Ages spending their whole entire lives building their town's cathedral. A lot of those people, because of their short lifespans, didn't even live to see the whole thing completed. Just bits and pieces. So me making my own kneeler was like that. An act of devotion, I think it's called. And that has to count for something. Because when I took shop in junior high, I got a D for my end of the semester project. And like I say, I could have ordered one online. So little by little, I'm getting this figured out, how to do this. I guess it is like they say. It's in the details.